Hello, coin collectors and history enthusiasts. Welcome back to my channel, Aussie Coins News. Today, first up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, the Australia 10 cents 1976 coin, particularly those with a brownish shade and in fine condition. Stay tuned as we explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. The Australian decimal currency system was introduced in 1966, replacing the old pounds, shillings, and pence. The 10-cent coin was among the first decimal coins minted, maintaining its iconic design throughout the years. In 1976, the Royal Australian Mint produced the 10-cent coin, with a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Over time, due to environmental exposure and circulation, some of these coins developed a brownish tone, a characteristic that intrigues many collectors today. The brown discoloration occurs primarily due to oxidation and prolonged exposure to moisture. This phenomenon is common among nickel-based coins, but it doesn't necessarily diminish their collectible appeal. In fact, some collectors find these aged tones visually unique. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this classic Australian 10-cent coin. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, features a superbly detailed image of a lyrebird. This native Australian bird is known for its impressive ability to mimic natural and artificial sounds. The intricate feather details in the design make it one of the most recognizable features of Australian coinage. Below the lyrebird, the denomination 10 is prominently displayed. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machen. This portrait was first introduced in 1966 and continued to appear on Australian coins until the mid-1900 ADS. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Alsraria, and the year 1976. The rimmed edge provides a distinctive border, ensuring durability and ease of stacking. What makes some of these 1976 Australia 10 coins special is their brownish patina. Over decades, exposure to air, humidity, and handling has led to this oxidized appearance. While some might see this as wear, collectors appreciate the natural aging process that gives coins a unique character. Now, the big question: how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin varies depending on its condition. In fine condition, with noticeable wear and a brownish tone, these coins generally sell for $70,000. However, if you have one in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, the value can jump to $73,000 or more. Certified high-grade specimens in pristine condition may fetch upwards of $75,000, especially if they have unique toning or errors. For those looking to invest in Australian decimal coins, this 10-cent piece is an affordable yet historically significant item. Even if it has a brown patina, its collector appeal remains strong. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 10 cents 1976 coin with a brown shade. It's a fascinating piece of history, and even with its natural aging, it holds great numismatic and sentimental value. Next up, are you sitting on a hidden treasure? What if I told you that a simple Australian 20-cent coin from 1999, especially one with a dark green patina, could be worth a surprising amount in today's collector market? Stay tuned as we dive deep into the history, rarity, and current market value of this fascinating coin. Before we talk about its collector value, let's first understand the basics of this coin. The 1999 Australian 20-cent coin is part of the standard circulation currency issued by the Royal Australian Mint. It features the iconic platypus design by Stuart Devlin on the reverse, while the obverse displays the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. Now, what makes some of these coins so valuable is a combination of factors: condition, errors, rarity, and unique patinas that develop over time. You might be wondering, what exactly is a dark green patina? Well, A patina is a natural surface change that occurs over time due to oxidation and environmental exposure. While most Australian coins are made from cupro-nickel, certain conditions, such as humidity, exposure to moisture, or storage in particular environments, can cause the surface to develop a greenish tint. Dark green patinas on coins can sometimes be confused with corrosion, but in the case of well-preserved examples, they can actually add to the coin's uniqueness and desirability among collectors. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. The term very fine means that the coin has been in circulation but still retains most of its details. You can see some wear on the high points, but overall, it has a strong appearance with clear design elements. If your 1999 Australia 20-cent coin with a dark green patina is in very fine condition, that means it still has decent collector appeal. But how much is it worth now? Let's talk about value. On today's collector market, a standard 1999 Australian 20-cent coin if your coin has a unique dark green patina and catches the attention of specialized collectors, it could sell for much more. While prices fluctuate, rare examples with deep patina and great condition have been known to fetch anywhere $62,000 or more, especially if a collector is looking for a distinct piece to complete their collection. If you believe you have a valuable 1999 Australia 20-cent coin, you might want to consider selling it through online marketplaces, specialized coin forums, or even reaching out to local coin dealers. Make sure to take clear, high-quality photos and describe the condition accurately to attract serious buyers. Remember, patina appeal is subjective. Some collectors love it while others prefer cleaner coins, so it's all about finding the right buyer. So, is your 1999 Australian 20-cent coin with a dark green patina a hidden gem? Next up, we are diving deep into the world of Australia numismatics with a special focus on the 1983 Australia 50 cents coin. This coin, with its unique black dots and green spots on the reverse side, has intrigued collectors worldwide. We are about to uncover its history, design, unique features, and, most importantly, its current market value in dollars. So stick around till the end as we explore what makes this coin truly valuable. Before we delve into the specifics of the 1983 Australia 50 cents coin, let's take a moment to appreciate the historical significance of the Australian 50 cent series. The first 50-cent coin was introduced in 1966, initially made of silver, but due to rising metal prices, the composition was changed to a copper-nickel blend in 1969. This shift ensured affordability while maintaining the coin's durability. Fast forward to 1983, a period of economic adjustments in Australia. The Royal Australian Mint continued producing these 50-cent coins, maintaining the dodecagonal shape and featuring a design that had become iconic among collectors. Now, let's talk about the design of the 1983 Australia 50 cents coin. The obverse, or front side, features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was used on Australian coins from 1966 until the mid-1983. Flipping over to the reverse side, we see the Australian coat of arms, a proud symbol of the nation's heritage. The design, originally crafted by Stuart Devlin, features a kangaroo and an emu supporting a shield that contains symbols representing Australia's 6 states. The intricate details of the coat of arms make this coin a true piece of numismatic art. Now let's discuss what makes this particular 1983 Australia 50 cents coin stand out. Some collectors have noted that certain specimens exhibit black dots and green spots, particularly on the reverse side. While this isn't a result of an official variation in the minting process, environmental exposure, oxidation, and chemical reactions can cause these unique markings. If you own a coin with these markings, it's worth getting it examined by a professional numismatist to determine if the discoloration affects its collectability or enhances its uniqueness. Some collectors appreciate these variations, making them potential conversation pieces in any collection. For collectors, the condition of a coin plays a significant role in its market value. A very fine condition coin means it has been circulated but retains most of its original details. Some wear is visible, especially on the high points of the design, but key features remain distinguishable. Coins in better conditions, such as extremely fine or mint state, naturally command higher values. If you own a 1,983 Australia 50 cents coin in very fine condition, it's still worth checking for errors or unique characteristics that could increase its worth. Now let's talk about the part everyone is waiting for: the collector's market and the current value of the 1,983 Australia 50 cents coin. While this coin was minted in limited quantities, demand remains strong due to its historical significance and design appeal. In very fine condition, the typical market value of a 1,983 Australia 50 cents coin is generally $74,000, depending on the buyer. However, if your coin has a unique discoloration, mint errors, or is in a high-grade condition like MS65 or above, it can fetch significantly more. Certified high-grade examples have been known to sell for $77,000 or more, with rare specimens reaching even higher auction prices. So, there you have it, the complete breakdown of the 1,983 Australia 50 cents coin. From its rich history to its unique design, black dots, green spots, grading conditions, and collector market value, this coin remains an exciting piece for numismatists. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, the Australia 20 cents 2008 coin, specifically one with a black shade in fine condition. If you own this coin or are curious about its history, design, special features, and most importantly its collector's market value today, stay tuned. Let's get started. Before we talk about the specific 2008 Australia 20 cent coin, let's look at its historical background. The 20 cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia switched to decimal currency. Over the years, this denomination has featured various designs, making it a popular choice among collectors. The 2008 edition carries the traditional design but has become notable for some variations, including coins with a black shade due to environmental factors or minting anomalies. This coin is part of the long-standing tradition of Australian decimal coinage, which has evolved over decades while maintaining strong ties to the country's cultural and historical identity. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this interesting 20 cent coin. The reverse side of the 20 cent coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, features the famous platypus swimming through water. This design has remained a staple of Australian currency, symbolizing the country's unique wildlife. The intricate details of the water ripples add depth and character to the artwork. Flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait, introduced in 1998, has been a defining feature of Australian coins. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 2008. Some 2008 Australia 20 cent coins, especially those exposed to certain environmental conditions, develop a distinct black shade. This discoloration can occur due to oxidation, prolonged circulation, or even chemical reactions with storage materials. While not a common error, these variations make certain coins more appealing to collectors. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 2008 Australia 20 cent coin with a black shade depends on its condition. In fine condition, like the one we're discussing today, it typically sells for $35,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or better condition, prices can range from $37,000 depending on demand. Special error coins or those with unique toning might fetch even higher prices. For collectors interested in Australian decimal coins, this 20-cent piece remains an accessible yet valuable part of any collection. The unique shading may make your coin stand out even more. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 20 cents 2008 coin with a black shade. It's a fascinating piece with historical and numismatic significance. Next up, we're exploring an intriguing coin, the Australia 10 cents 1980, specifically one with a brown layer on the obverse side, in very fine condition. If you have this coin, stay tuned as we discuss its history, design, unique features, and, most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. To fully appreciate this coin, we must look back at Australia in 1980. This was a period of economic transition, with inflation concerns and a growing numismatic interest in collecting decimal coins. The 10 cents coin was already an essential part of Australian currency, first introduced in 1966. With the country's decimalisation, this 1980 issue remains widely circulated. But certain variants, like those developing a brownish layer on the obverse side due to oxidation or environmental exposure, have sparked collector interest. Though standard 10-cent coins are common, specific conditions and unique characteristics can make certain pieces stand out. Let's dive into the design and features of this particular 1980 issue. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this classic decimal coin. The reverse side of the Australia 10 cents 1980 coin features an iconic lyrebird designed by Stuart Devlin. This design has remained unchanged since the coin's introduction in 1966. The lyrebird is known for its elaborate tail feathers and exceptional mimicry skills, symbolizing Australia's rich wildlife. Surrounding the bird, we see the denomination 10, along with fine details in the engraving that make it a striking design. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machen. This was the standard effigy used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1980. However, some coins, like the one we're examining today, have developed a brownish layer over time. So what causes this brownish appearance? In most cases, it is due to oxidation, prolonged exposure to air and moisture. This discoloration can occur when coins are stored in certain environments, particularly with high humidity or exposure to certain chemicals. Though it may not significantly increase the coin's value, some collectors find these naturally occurring changes fascinating. Now the big question: how much is this coin worth today? The Australia 10 cents 1980 coin in very fine condition generally sells for around $68,000, depending on overall wear. However, pieces with an unusual patina or discoloration, such as the brown layer we see on the obverse side, may attract niche collectors willing to pay a premium. In some cases, error coins or uniquely toned pieces have sold for upwards of $70,000. For those looking to collect Australian decimal coins, this 10-cent piece remains an affordable yet interesting addition. It may be the rarest, its distinctive characteristics and historical context make it a great discussion piece. That wraps up our in-depth look at the Australian 10 cents 1980 coin with a brown layer on the obverse side. It's a fascinating piece of Australian numismatics, offering both historical significance and collector appeal. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating Australian coin, the 2004 Australia 50 cents coin. If you own one with brown dots and in fine condition, stay tuned, because we'll explore its history, design, unique features, and its current collector's market value. Let's get started. Before we discuss this specific coin, let's take a moment to understand the historical backdrop of 2004. This was a significant year for Australia, marked by political, economic, and social developments. The Royal Australian Mint continued its tradition of producing high-quality coinage, releasing standard and commemorative issues. The 50 cents coin from 2004 was part of the regular circulation, but remains of interest to collectors due to various anomalies, including the appearance of brown spots. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic coin. The reverse of the 2004 Australian 50 cents coin features the classic Australian coat of arms, a design that has been used on 50-cent coins since 1966. This coat of arms consists of a kangaroo and an emu holding a shield that represents the 6 Australian states. The detail in the design showcases the country's commitment to numismatic artistry. Surrounding this is the denomination inscription, 50 cents. Now, flipping to the obverse, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait has been a staple of Australian coinage since 1998 and is characterized by its sharp detail and realistic representation of Her Majesty. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 2004. Some of these coins, especially those that have been in circulation for a long time or improperly stored, develop brown spots. These spots are typically caused by oxidation, exposure to moisture, or metal impurities in the alloy. While these brown dots may lower a coin's grade slightly, they do not diminish its historical and numismatic significance. So, how much is the 2004 Australia 50 cents coin worth today? The value depends on its condition and rarity. In fine condition, with brown spots, it typically sells for $42,000. However, if you have a high-grade version such as one in uncirculated or proof condition, prices can range $45,000 depending on demand and collector interest. For those passionate about Australian numismatics, this coin remains an affordable and fascinating collectible. While common in circulation, well-preserved pieces continue to attract buyers, especially if they are free from excessive wear and discoloration. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 50 cents 2004 coin. It's an interesting piece of currency, and even if it has brown dots, it still holds collector value. Next up, we're diving into a special piece of Australian numismatic history, the Australia $1 2009 coin, commemorating the 100th anniversary of the Commonwealth Age Pension. If you have one with black dots and in extremely fine condition, stay tuned because we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. To understand this coin, we first need to explore its significance. The Commonwealth Age Pension was introduced in Australia in 1909, marking a major milestone in social welfare. The pension provided financial support for elderly Australians who had worked their entire lives but lacked the means to sustain themselves in retirement. It was a step towards a more compassionate society, ensuring that those who contributed to the nation were not left without help in their later years. 100 years later, in 2009, the Royal Australian Mint honoured this historic moment with the release of a special $1 coin to celebrate the centennial of this significant social policy. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this commemorative coin. The reverse side of the coin features an intricate design highlighting the theme of social security and support for the elderly. The central image showcases a stylized depiction of an elderly person, representing the beneficiaries of the pension system. Surrounding this figure, we see symbolic elements such as interlinked hands, reflecting community and government support. The inscription reads, 100 Years Commonwealth, Age Pension, with the year 2009 below it. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the familiar effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait has been featured on Australian currency since 1998 and remains a recognizable hallmark of Commonwealth coinage. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and $1. Some of these coins, especially those stored improperly or exposed to moisture, develop black spots or toning over time. These spots can result from oxidation or contamination during minting. While this may affect the overall grade of the coin, collectors still seek out extremely fine condition pieces due to their historical importance. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 2009 $1 100th anniversary Commonwealth Age pension coin depends on its condition. In extremely fine condition, with minor black dots, it typically sells for around $28,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the price can range anywhere from $32,000, with some rare collector's pieces fetching even higher value. For those looking to invest in Australian commemorative coins, this is still an affordable and historically significant piece. And if you have a version in near-perfect condition, you might be holding onto a much more valuable asset. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia $1 209 100th anniversary Commonwealth Age pension coin. It's a fascinating piece of history, and even with black dots, it still holds great numismatic and sentimental value. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating Australian coin, the Australia 10 cents 2005 coin, with a light brown shade in fine condition. If you own this coin or are curious about its history, design, special features, and collector market value today, stay tuned as we explore everything you need to know. Let's get started. The 10-cent coin was introduced in 1966, when Australia moved to decimal currency, replacing the old florin system. The 2005 edition belongs to the long-standing series of 10-cent coins which have been an essential part of Australian currency for decades. Though it may seem like a common coin, certain variations like the light brown shade make it intriguing for collectors. Minted at the Royal Australian Mint, this coin was produced in large numbers for circulation. However, over time, some pieces developed a unique light brown toning due to environmental exposure or storage conditions, making them stand out from regular versions. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic 10-cent coin. The reverse side features the stunning lyrebird, a symbol of Australia's rich wildlife. Designed by Stuart Devlin, this detailed engraving captures the beauty of the lyrebird's tail feathers, making it one of the most elegant designs on Australian coins. The numeral 10 is positioned to the left, with intricate textures adding to its visual appeal. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait, introduced in 1998, depicts the Queen in greater detail than previous versions. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 2005. One unique aspect of some 205 10-cent coins is their light brown shade. This discoloration occurs due to oxidation, exposure to varying temperatures, or improper storage. While this may lower the coin's grade compared to uncirculated pieces, it can also make it more desirable for collectors who seek unique variation. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of a 2005 Australia 10-cent coin with a light brown shade in fine condition depends on demand and availability. Typically, circulated examples sell for around $31,000, while higher-grade specimens can fetch $34,000 or more. If you have an uncirculated or error version, prices can range up to $37,000. For those looking to invest in Australian decimal coins, this is an affordable yet collectible piece. While it may not be among the rarest, unique variations like color toning and dye errors can make it a sought-to addition to a numismatic collection. That wraps up our in-depth look at the Australia 10 cents 2005 coin with a light brown shade in fine condition. It's a fascinating piece of currency history that continues to captivate collectors. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, the Australia 50 cents 1999 coin. If you have one with green spots and in very fine condition, stay tuned because we'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. The year 1999 was significant for Australia, marking the approach of the new millennium and various economic and political shifts. The Royal Australian Mint continued producing commemorative and standard circulation coins, including this unique 50p cent piece. The 50p cent denomination has been an integral part of Australian currency since decimalisation in 1966, replacing the earlier pre-decimal currency system. The 1999 edition is particularly notable because of its continued use of the dodecagonal shape, first introduced in 1969. It remains one of the most recognizable Australian coins, sought after by collectors for its design and variation. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this stunning 50-cent coin. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, features Australia's coat of arms. The detailed engraving includes a kangaroo and an emu supporting a shield that contains symbols of Australia's 6 states. The inclusion of these national icons highlights the unity and identity of Australia. Surrounding the design are the words Australia and 50 cents. Now flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait has been a staple of Australian coinage since 1998 and is characterized by its sharper details and mature depiction of the Queen. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1999. Some of these coins, especially those that have been in circulation or improperly stored, develop green spots over time. These spots are typically caused by oxidation, environmental exposure, or chemical reactions with certain storage materials. While this does affect the coin's grade, it is still sought after by collectors, especially in very fine condition. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1999 Australia 50-cent coin varies based on its condition. In very fine condition, with minor wear and green spots, it typically sells for around $48,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, the price can range anywhere from $51,000, with special collector's pieces fetching even higher premiums. For those looking to invest in Australian decimal coins, this is still an affordable and historically significant piece. If you have a version in near-perfect condition, you could have a much more valuable asset in your collection. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 50 cents 1999 coin. It's a beautiful piece of history, and even if it has green spots, it still holds great numismatic and sentimental value. Next up, we're exploring a fascinating and rare find: the Australia 20 cents 2004 Golden Shade coin. If you own one in very fine condition, you might be wondering about its history, unique design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Stay tuned as we dive into all the details. Australia's decimal currency was introduced in 1966, replacing the old pounds, shillings, and pence system. The 20-cent coin has been a staple of Australian currency ever since. The 2004 edition, however, is of special interest to collectors due to variations in metal composition that sometimes give it a golden shade. This intriguing anomaly has sparked curiosity among numismatists worldwide. The 20-cent coin was originally struck in copper, a durable alloy consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel. However, due to natural oxidation and minting variations, some 2004 coins exhibit a golden hue. This unexpected characteristic has made them particularly desirable in the collector's market. The reverse side of the 20-cent coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, features an iconic Australian image, a platypus swimming gracefully through the water. This design has been a staple since the coin's introduction in 1966 and remains one of the most recognizable depictions on Australian currency. The intricate details of the platypus, from the rippling water to its webbed feet, highlight the craftsmanship behind this beautiful coin. Now flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait, introduced in 1998, has been featured on many Australian coins. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 2004. What makes this particular 20-cent coin so intriguing is its golden shade. Some collectors believe this effect results from a chemical reaction in the alloy, while others speculate it might be due to an experimental strike or an unintended minting variation. Regardless of the cause, these coins stand out in any collection and are highly sought after. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of a 204.20 coin with a golden shade in very fine condition varies based on demand. Typically, standard versions in circulated condition are worth face value, but those with a noticeable golden tint can fetch anywhere $43,000. Higher-grade specimens, especially in uncirculated condition, have been known to sell $45,000 or more at numismatic auctions. For dedicated collectors, coins with unusual variations like this one add an element of rarity and intrigue, making them excellent investments. If you own one, consider having it professionally graded to maximize its value. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 20 cents 2004 Golden Shade coin. It's a rare and beautiful piece of numismatic history, and its market value is only increasing. Do you have one in your collection? Let me know. Next up, we're diving into an extraordinary Australian commemorative coin, the Australia $1 2011 Commonwealth Heads of Government Meeting coin. If you have one with a gray shade and a golden layer in fine condition, stay tuned as we explore its history, design, features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. The Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, known as CHOGM, is a significant event where leaders from the Commonwealth nations come together to discuss global issues. The 2011 CHOGM was hosted in Perth, Australia, marking a historic occasion. To commemorate this, the Royal Australian Mint released a special $1 coin celebrating unity, diplomacy, and Australia's role in global discussion. CHOGM plays a vital role in shaping policies among Commonwealth nations, and this coin serves as a tribute to Australia's participation and leadership in these diplomatic efforts. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this remarkable coin. The reverse side of the coin, designed by the Royal Australian Mint, features an intricate emblem of the Commonwealth. This design symbolizes the unity and shared values of Commonwealth nations. The CHOGM 2011 inscription highlights the event, and the detailed background pattern adds to the coin's elegance. On the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait has been a standard feature on Australian currency since 1998, and the inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and $1. One unique feature of some of these coins is the presence of a grayish shade and a golden layer. This effect may be due to environmental exposure, storage conditions, or variations in the minting process. While this can influence the coin's condition grade, it remains a fascinating characteristic for collectors. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 2011 CHOGM $1 coin varies based on condition. In fine condition, with slight wear and discoloration, it typically sells for $28,000. However, if you have a coin in uncirculated or proof condition, prices can range $30,000, with some graded coins reaching even higher value. Collectors and investors alike seek this coin for its historical significance and unique design. If you own one in near-perfect condition, you could have a valuable asset in your collection. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia $1 2011 Commonwealth Heads of Government Meeting coin. It's a fantastic piece of numismatic history, and even with its gray shade and golden layer, it holds great collector value. Next up, we're diving into a true treasure for collectors, the Australia 50 cents coin from 1976, specifically in its silver shine, extremely fine condition. This coin is not just another piece of currency. It is a valuable collector's gem that continues to make waves in the market. If you're a coin collector or investor, this is a video you won't want to miss. Stick around as we explore the fascinating history, unique features, and the current market demand for this iconic coin. The Australia 50-cent coin of 1976 holds a deep connection to the country's rich heritage. Celebrating Australia's bicentenary, this coin was struck to mark the 200th anniversary of Captain James Cook's first voyage to Australia. The design was carefully chosen to reflect the nation's history and progress, with an engraving of a sailing ship symbolizing exploration and discovery. Produced in silver, this coin was initially part of a limited release to commemorate a pivotal moment in Australia's history, giving it a distinct place in numismatic history. What makes the 1976 Australian 50-cent coin truly special is its striking design and composition. Made of 80% silver, this coin has an incredible lustrous shine that's preserved beautifully in its extremely fine condition. The coin features a detailed rendering of the ship HMB Endeavour on the reverse side, while the obverse displays the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. The combination of historical significance, fine silver composition, and impeccable design creates a coin that not only speaks to Australia's past, but also holds tremendous value for future generations. Its intricate design and silver content make it a standout in any collection, sought after by collectors and investors alike. In terms of rarity, the 1976 Australia 50-cent coin holds its place as one of the more sought-after coins due to its limited release and historical importance. When you add the factor of being in extremely fine condition, the demand increases exponentially. Coins that have been preserved in such pristine condition are highly prized, as they maintain their shine, detail, and overall beauty. The condition plays a critical role in the collector's market, with uncirculated or near-perfect coins fetching top dollar. The rarity, combined with the high demand from collectors worldwide, ensures that this coin's value is on the rise and shows no signs of slowing down. As of today, the market value of the 1976 Australia 50-cent coin in silver shine extremely fine condition has reached impressive heights. Depending on its grade and demand at the time of sale, these coins can fetch anywhere $90,000 or more in the collector's market. The value continues to climb as more collectors recognize its unique appeal and historical importance. Coins that are in excellent condition, such as those that have been professionally graded, can command premium prices, making this a smart investment for those looking to expand their collection or capitalize on the growing interest in rare, high-quality coins. For those looking to add the 1976 Australia 50-cent coin to their collection, there are a few key tips to keep in mind. First, always ensure that the coin you are acquiring is in excellent condition. Look for coins that have been professionally graded and certified, as these will hold their value better over time. If you're purchasing from a dealer or at an auction, do your research to understand the current market trends and prices. It's also a good idea to store your coin in protective cases to maintain its shine and condition. Keeping your collection safe and well-preserved will only add to its future value. Finally, always stay connected with the numismatic community to stay informed on the latest market shifts and opportunities. In conclusion, the 1976 Australia 50-cent coin in silver shine extremely fine condition is much more than just a piece of currency. It's a valuable collector's item that continues to capture the attention of investors and numismatists alike. With its historical significance, unique design, and growing market value, this coin is a must-have for any serious collector. Whether you're looking to invest or simply add to your collection, the 1976 Australia 50-cent coin is a smart, highly rewarding choice. Next up, we're diving deep into a fascinating coin, the 2004 Australian 20-cent piece with a mysterious black dot on the reverse side. Is it worth big money? Should you rush to check your collection? Let's find out. First, let's talk about the 2004 Australian 20-cent coin. This coin was minted by the Royal Australian Mint and features the classic platypus design by Stuart Devlin on the reverse side. The obverse side carries the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. It was minted in cupro nickel, giving it that distinct silver shine. But some collectors have spotted an unusual variant, a black dot on the reverse side. What could this mean? Is it a rare error or just a natural flaw? Let's dig deeper. So, what's this black dot we're talking about? Some 2004 Australia 20-cent coins show a small dark mark on the reverse side, usually near the platypus. This could be due to a variety of reasons: a minting error, contamination during production, or even oxidation over time. If this black dot is a result of a minting flaw, especially if it's embedded in the metal rather than a surface stain, it could be a valuable error coin. Collectors love unusual markings, and if it's confirmed as a genuine mint mistake, its value could skyrocket. Now let's talk about condition. If your coin has this black dot and is in very fine condition, it means it has some wear but retains most details. The better the condition, the higher the value. In today's collector market, standard 2004 Australia 20-cent coins aren't worth much beyond face value unless they are in uncirculated or proof condition. But if your coin has a rare error like a black dot embedded in the metal, its value could jump anywhere from $43,000, depending on collector demand. Some error coins with unique features have even fetched $47,000 private sales. If a well-known grading company certifies it as a genuine mint error, the price could go even higher. Here's how you can check your 2004 Australia 20-cent coin for potential value. Use a magnifying glass to see if it's a surface stain or embedded in the metal. If it's scratched and heavily worn, the value might be lower. Authentic 20-cent coins weigh 11.31 grams. A significant weight difference could mean a minting error. Check coin dealer websites and collector forums. Getting it certified by a grading service can boost its market value. Until you've confirmed your coin's rarity, you can sell it through. The key is finding the right buyer who appreciates the uniqueness of your coin. So, is the 2004 Australian 20-cent black dot coin a hidden treasure? It just might be. If you have one, take a closer look. It could be worth more than you think. Let me know in the comments if you found any interesting 20-cent coins in your collection. Next up, we're diving into a unique Australian coin, the Australia 50 cents 1999 coin. Recognized for its distinctive black, green, and golden spots, if you have one in fine condition, you might be curious about its collector's market value today. Stay tuned as we explore its history, design, special features, and how much it's worth now. Before we analyze the details of this coin, let's take a step back to 1999. This was a fascinating time for Australia, as the country was on the brink of entering a new millennium. The Royal Australian Mint continued its commitment to producing high-quality decimal currency, ensuring that the 50-cent coin remained an important part of circulation. The 50-cent coin had seen multiple transformations since its introduction in 1966. Initially composed of 80% silver, its metal content was changed to a copper-nickel alloy in 1969 due to rising silver prices. The 1999 issue followed this composition, but featured unique discoloration patterns over time, giving rise to the intriguing black, green, and golden spots seen on many circulated examples. Now let's examine the artistry and craftsmanship behind this 1999 Australian 50-cent coin. The reverse side proudly displays the Australian coat of arms, an enduring symbol of national pride. This Stuart Devlin design features a kangaroo and an emu supporting a shield that represents the 6 states of Australia. The level of detail in this design showcases Australia's commitment to numismatic excellence. Flipping to the obverse, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This updated portrait of the Queen was introduced in 1998 and remained in use for many years. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1999, marking its minting period. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1999 Australian 50-cent coin is the discoloration found on many examples. Over time, environmental exposure and oxidation have caused certain coins to develop black, green, and golden spots. While these marks might not be intentional, they add character and uniqueness to individual coins, making them stand out in a collection. Now let's discuss the coin's market value. The worth of a 1,999 Australian 50-cent coin depends largely on its condition. A fine condition coin, especially with notable discoloration, might sell for around $50,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or extremely fine condition, its value can climb to or more. Coins with rare toning patterns or collector interest may fetch even higher prices in specialty auctions. For numismatists, this coin presents an interesting piece of Australian currency history. If you own one with distinctive toning or in high-grade condition, it might be worth holding on to for future appreciation. That wraps up our detailed look at the Australia 50 cents 1,999 coin with black, green, and golden spots. It's a fascinating addition to any collection, with a unique appearance and a solid market value. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating coin, the Australia 20 cents 2001, a common yet intriguing piece, especially when found with black dots in fine condition. We'll explore its history, design, unique features, and of course, its collector's market value today. Let's jump right in. The year 2001 was a remarkable period in Australian history. It marked the centenary of Australia's federation, a milestone that was widely celebrated. The Royal Australian Mint, known for its meticulous craftsmanship, continued its tradition of minting high-quality coins, including this standard 20-cent piece. While this coin wasn't part of the special Federation Commemorative series, it remains a significant part of Australian currency. The 20-cent coin was first introduced in 1966 as part of Australia's decimal currency system. Over the years, its design has remained relatively consistent, making each issue a part of a broader numismatic journey. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this coin, the reverse side of the 20-cent coin. Designed by Stuart Devlin, features the iconic platypus. This semi-aquatic creature, native to Australia, is one of the country's most distinctive animals. The platypus appears swimming through rippling water, an elegant and timeless design that has been in use since the coin's introduction in 1966. Flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait, introduced in 1998, replaced the earlier Raphael Makhlouf effigy. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 2001. Some coins from the 2001 issue exhibit small black dots, which can result from oxidation, metal impurities, or exposure to moisture over time. While this does not significantly impact the structural integrity of the coin, it does affect its aesthetic appeal and grade. Numismatists generally categorize such coins under fine or lower grades. Now the big question, how much is this coin worth today? In fine condition with black dots and some wear, this 20-cent coin typically sells for $45,000. However, if you find one in uncirculated or mint condition, its value can range to $46,000, and proof versions can be worth even more. Collectors often seek well-preserved examples of standard circulation coins, particularly those with mint errors or unique markings. The 2001 Australia 20-cent coin is exceedingly rare. Its historical significance and the potential for high-grade versions make it a desirable piece for any collection. And that wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 20 cents 2001 coin. Even with black dots and in fine condition, this coin holds value as part of Australia's numismatic history. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating Australian coin, the Australia 10 cents 1999, which features black spots and is in very fine condition. We'll explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. The 1999 Australian 10-cent coin is part of Australia's long-standing decimal currency system, introduced in 1966 to replace the old pound system. The 10-cent coin has been an essential part of Australia's coinage since its introduction, consistently featuring the iconic lyrebird design. 1999 was a significant year in Australian history, with the country preparing for the new millennium, ongoing economic growth, and national debates about the future of the monarchy in Australia. This coin is particularly interesting because of the black spots found on some pieces, which we'll discuss in more detail later. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this classic 10-cent piece. The reverse side of the 10-cent coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, features the lyrebird, a native Australian bird known for its ability to mimic sounds. The intricate details of the bird's feathers make this one of the most recognizable designs in Australian numismatics. Surrounding the lyrebird is the denomination 10. The design remains unchanged since the coin's inception in 1966, showcasing Devlin's artistic legacy. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait was introduced in 1998 and continued to be used in Australian coinage for several years. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1999. Some of these coins have developed black spots over time, particularly on the obverse side where the Queen's portrait is located. These black spots are generally caused by oxidation, improper storage, or exposure to environmental factors such as humidity and pollutants. While they do affect the coin's grade, they also add a layer of uniqueness for collectors. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1999 Australia 10-cent coin depends largely on its condition. In very fine condition with some signs of wear and black spots, it typically sells for $42,600. However, if you have one in uncirculated condition or a proof version, the price can range anywhere, $45,000 depending on collector demand and rarity. For those looking to invest in Australian decimal currency, this 10-cent coin remains an accessible yet historically significant piece. If you happen to find a version with minimal marks and strong details, it could be worth even more. That wraps up our in-depth look at the Australia 10 cents 1999 coin with black spots in very fine condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin holds a special place in Australia's numismatic history. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating Australian coin, the Australia 50 cents 1996 piece. If you have one with brown spots and in fine condition, stay tuned as we explore its history, design, special features, and most importantly, its collector's market value today. Let's get started. The 1996 Australia 50 cent coin was minted during an era of economic growth and modernization in Australia. It was a time when the country was gearing up for the new millennium and preparing for various national and international events. The 50-cent denomination had already established itself as an important coin in circulation, being a key part of Australia's decimal currency system since 1969. While this 50-cent piece may seem like an ordinary circulation coin, it carries historical significance and is part of Australia's broader numismatic journey. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this coin. The reverse side of the 1996 Australia 50-cent coin features the Australian coat of arms, which has been a staple on the 50-cent coin since 1966. The coat of arms consists of a kangaroo and an emu supporting a shield that represents Australia's 6 states. Above the shield is a 7-pointed Commonwealth star, symbolizing the unity of the states and territory. The level of detail in this design highlights the skill and craftsmanship of the Royal Australian Mint. On the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf. This portrait of the Queen was first introduced in 1985 and remained on Australian coins until the late 1996. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and 1996, marking the year of mintage. Over time, many of these coins develop brown spots due to oxidation and exposure to environmental elements. These brown spots, often caused by moisture or handling, slightly lower the coin's aesthetic appeal but do not necessarily impact its historical or numismatic significance. Coins in fine condition may have visible wear and minor discoloration but remain highly collectible. So what is this coin worth today? The value of the 1996 Australia 50-cent coin depends on its condition and demand among collectors. In fine condition with some brown spots, it typically sells $48,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, its value can range anywhere $50,000 or more. Coins that have been well preserved and graded by professional services tend to fetch higher prices, especially if they show minimal wear and retain their original luster. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 50 cents 1996 coin. Even with brown spots, this coin remains a significant piece of Australian currency history. Do you have one in your collection? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, we have a fascinating coin to discuss, the Australia $1 2007 Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum coin, featuring a dark brown patina in very fine condition. This unique coin holds historical significance, a stunning design, and collector's value that might surprise you. Stick around as we dive into its history, features, and current market price. Let's get started. To understand the background of this coin, we first need to explore the APEC Economic Cooperation Forum. APEC was established in 1989 to promote free trade and economic cooperation among 21 Pacific Rim member economies. In 2007, Australia hosted the APEC Summit in Sydney, marking a significant milestone in the nation's international relations. Leaders from across the world gathered to discuss economic growth, security, and sustainability. To commemorate this prestigious event, the Royal Australian Mint issued a special $1 coin. This release was a tribute to Australia's leadership in global trade and economic discussions. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of this remarkable commemorative coin. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Wojciech Pietronik, features the official APEC logo prominently in the center. The design represents economic cooperation, unity, and the shared goals of the APEC nations. Surrounding the emblem is an intricate pattern symbolizing the interconnected economies of the Asia-Pacific region. The inscription reads, APEC Toscas, Australia 2007, and $1. This striking design makes it a standout piece in any collection. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This portrait has been used on Australian coinage since 1998 and remains one of the most recognizable depictions of Her Majesty. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and 2007. Over time, some of these coins have developed a dark brown patina due to oxidation and environmental exposure. This natural toning can add character to the coin and, in some cases, increase its numismatic appeal. In very fine condition, coins may exhibit minor wear while retaining most of their original details. Collectors often seek well-preserved specimens, particularly those with even toning and minimal surface marks. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 2007 Australia $1 APEC Forum coin depends on its condition. In very fine condition with a dark brown patina, it typically sells for around $33,000. However, if you have one in uncirculated or proof condition, prices can range anywhere from $36,000. Some special graded pieces in top-tier conditions have been known to fetch even higher prices at auctions. For collectors and investors, this coin remains an accessible yet significant piece of Australian numismatic history. While not exceedingly rare, its commemorative status and connection to a major international event make it a prized item among enthusiasts. And that wraps up our deep dive into the Australia $1 2007 Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum coin. With its rich history, detailed design, and collector's value, this piece is a must-have for anyone passionate about Australian currency. Next up, we're exploring an intriguing and unique coin, the Australia 10 cents 2010, with a golden layer and black spots in fine condition. This coin has an interesting history, stunning design, and features that make it a collectible worth discussing. And of course, we'll break down its collector's market value today. Let's dive in. Before we talk about the 2010 version, let's go back to the origins of the Australian 10-cent coin. The first 10-cent coin was introduced in 1966 as part of Australia's decimal currency system. It replaced the old shilling and became a standard circulation coin in the country. The Royal Australian Mint continues to produce these coins in large quantities, but special variations like the 2010 golden layer version with black spots are quite fascinating. In 2010, the Royal Australian Mint produced standard 10-cent coins, but some pieces have developed unusual golden toning and black spotting. These characteristics are often the result of environmental exposure, improper storage, or metal reactions over time. Despite the imperfections, some collectors seek out these coins for their unique appearance. Now, let's examine the design of this 2010 coin. The reverse side features the iconic lyrebird, a stunning Australian bird known for its ability to mimic sounds. This design has been a staple of the 10-cent coin since its introduction in 1966 and was created by Stuart Devlin, one of Australia's most celebrated coin designers. Surrounding the lyrebird, we see intricate lines and details that make this design both elegant and easily recognizable. On the obverse side, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This effigy has been used on Australian coins since 1998 and remains one of the most widely recognized portraits of the Queen. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 2010. Some of these coins have developed a unique golden layer, which is not an official minting variation but rather an effect caused by oxidation, exposure to environmental elements, or chemical reactions with other metals. This golden hue gives the coin an unusual appearance, making it stand out from standard silver-colored 10-cent pieces. Additionally, some of these coins exhibit black spotting, which often occurs due to moisture exposure or improper storage. While these spots may lower the overall grade of the coin, some collectors still find them interesting due to their unique appearance. So, how much is this coin worth today? The value of the Australia 10 cents 2010 with golden toning and black spots depends largely on its condition and how collectors perceive its uniqueness. In fine condition, it typically sells for around $24,000. However, if you have one in better condition with minimal spotting, the price can go up to $27,000 or more. For collectors who appreciate unusual toning and metal reactions, this coin can be an exciting addition to a collection. If you happen to have a piece in mint or near mint condition with an even golden layer, it could fetch an even higher price from specialty collectors. That wraps up our detailed look at the Australia 10 cents 2010 with its golden layer and black spots. While it may not be a rare mint error, its unique toning and spotting make it a fascinating piece for collectors. Do you have one in your collection? Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian numismatic history, the Australia 50 cents 1984 coin. This coin, known for its brown and gray patina and fine condition, holds significant historical and collector value. In this video, we'll explore its history, design, unique features, and most importantly, its market value today. Let's get started. To understand this coin, we need to look at Australia in 1984. This was a time of economic growth, modernization, and international influence. The Royal Australian Mint continued its tradition of producing high-quality coins, including the 50-cent piece, which had been redesigned in 1969 After the withdrawal of the round 50-cent coin in 1966, the 19845 coin was part of the standard decimal currency, but over time developed an interesting brown and gray patina due to oxidation and aging. This coin was struck in cupro-nickel, a durable alloy that tends to develop a natural patina when exposed to the environment. This adds character and uniqueness to individual pieces, making them more interesting to collectors. Now let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic coin. The reverse side of the 19845 coin, designed by Stuart Devlin, features the Australian coat of arms. This striking design includes a kangaroo and an emu, two of the country's most recognized animals, supporting a shield that represents the 6 Australian states. The detailing is intricate, making it one of the most visually appealing standard coin designs in Australian numismatics. Now, flipping to the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait had been in use since 1966 and was a familiar sight on Australian coinage for years. The inscriptions include Elizabeth IV, Australia, and the year 1984. The coin's 12-sided shape adds to its distinctiveness. One of the most interesting aspects of this coin is the natural patina that some pieces develop over time. The brown and gray patina on the 19845 coin is usually caused by exposure to air, moisture, and handling. Unlike damage, patina can actually add to a coin's uniqueness and appeal, especially among collectors who appreciate naturally aged pieces. Some collectors specifically seek out coins with even, attractive patinas, while others prefer bright, uncirculated pieces. This diversity in collector preference keeps the market dynamic. So how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1984 Australia 50-cent coin depends on its condition. In fine condition with noticeable wear and patina, it typically sells for around $72,000. However, coins in better condition, especially those with appealing patina patterns, can fetch up to $74,000 or more. Uncirculated and proof versions of this coin, still in their original mint packaging, can sell for anywhere from $76,000. If you come across a well-preserved example or one with an especially attractive patina, you may have a collector's item that is worth holding on to. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 50 cents 1984 coin. Whether you have one with a beautiful brown and gray patina or a shiny, uncirculated piece, it remains a valuable part of Australia's numismatic history. Next up, we have an exciting coin to explore, the Australia 20 cents 1980 coin with a rare golden shade and black dots in fine condition. If you own one or are simply curious about its history, design, features, and current market value, stay tuned. Before we dive into the specifics of this coin, let's set the stage. The year 1980 was a significant period in Australia's history. It was a time of economic growth, technological advancements, and a thriving coinage system managed by the Royal Australian Mint. The 20-cent coin had been in circulation since 1966, following Australia's transition to decimal currency. By 1980, the 20-cent coin had become a staple in daily transactions, featuring an iconic design that remains highly recognizable today. Now, let's talk about the design. The obverse of the 1980 Australia 20-cent coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This effigy was used on Australian coinage from 1966 to 1984. The inscriptions include Elizabeth II, Australia, and the year 1980. The reverse side showcases one of Australia's most beloved native animals, the platypus, designed by Stuart Devlin. The design captures the platypus gracefully swimming through the water, with rippling effects enhancing the sense of movement. This artistic portrayal has been a hallmark of the 20-cent coin series for decades. What makes some of these 1980 Australia 20-cent coins stand out is their unusual golden hue and black spots. While the standard composition of the coin is 75% copper and 25% nickel, some coins develop a golden tint due to oxidation, environmental exposure, or minting inconsistencies. The black dots are often caused by impurities or reactions with certain storage conditions. These variations make them highly intriguing to collectors. Now, the big question: how much is this coin worth today? The value of the 1,980 Australia 20-cent coin varies based on its condition and unique characteristics. A standard circulated piece is generally worth its face value, but if your coin has a rare golden shade with black dots in fine condition, it could fetch anywhere $75,000 in the collector's market. If it is in higher grades such as extra fine or uncirculated, it may command prices upwards of $77,000 depending on demand. For serious collectors, obtaining a well-preserved specimen or an error coin variant can be a rewarding investment. Keep an eye out for unusual toning or striking anomalies that may increase your coin's value. That wraps up our deep dive into the Australia 20 cents 1,980 golden shade and black dots coin. Its unique characteristics, rich history, and collector appeal make it a fascinating find. Do you have one of these in your collection? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Next up, we're going to talk about a truly remarkable coin, the 1,999 Australian 50-cent coin with golden spots. This coin has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike due to its stunning beauty and unique features. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating history and background of this coin, what makes it stand out, its rarity and condition, and of course its current market value, which continues to rise. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer, this coin is certainly one to keep an eye on. So let's dive in. The 1,999 Australian 50-cent coin holds a special place in Australia's numismatic history. It was issued as part of the annual minting by the Royal Australian Mint. However, what truly sets this particular coin apart from other 50-cent pieces is its distinctive design. The coin features the iconic Australian coat of arms, with an intricate and detailed depiction of the kangaroo and emu. What makes it unique is the presence of golden spots that appeared due to a rare minting error, which gives the coin a visually striking and unusual appeal. These golden spots, often seen as a manufacturing anomaly, have become a symbol of this coin's exclusivity and rarity in the numismatic world. The 1,999 Australian 50-cent coin with golden spots is a true masterpiece in design and craftsmanship. The coin is made of copper-nickel, which gives it a silvery, polished finish, but it's the golden spots that immediately capture the eye. These spots, which are a result of a rare minting defect, make each coin one of a kind, as no two coins with golden spots are identical. The coin's design is detailed with the classic Australian coat of arms, and the golden spots seem to add a magical touch, enhancing its allure. This unique feature not only makes it highly collectible, but also contributes to its high value in the market. Whether displayed in a collection or used for investment purposes, the coin stands out as a symbol of Australia's rich numismatic heritage. The rarity of the 1,999 Australian 50-cent coin with golden spots is what has caused demand to skyrocket in recent years. Only a limited number of these coins were produced with the golden spots, making them highly sought after by collectors worldwide. The coin's rarity is further amplified by the fact that most of the golden spots are not consistent, adding an element of surprise with each coin. The condition of the coin plays a significant role in its market value. Coins in fine condition without excessive wear and tear are especially desirable to collectors. A coin in pristine condition with minimal scratches or discoloration is worth significantly more than those in lesser condition. The golden spots themselves, being an irregularity, are also a key factor in determining the value, as the clearer and more defined they are, the higher the demand. As of today, the 1,999 Australian $50 coin with golden spots holds a substantial value in the market. Due to its rarity, unique features, and increasing demand among collectors, these coins have been selling for impressive prices. Coins in fine condition can fetch anywhere $54,000, and in some cases, if the coin has particularly prominent golden spots, the value can even surpass these figures. The market for this coin continues to be strong, and its value is expected to rise in the coming years, making it a fantastic investment for serious collectors. With the increased interest in rare coins, particularly those with unique characteristics like the golden spots, it's no wonder this coin is in such high demand. For those interested in adding the 1,999 Australian 50-cent coin with golden spots to their collection, there are a few tips to keep in mind. First and foremost, always ensure that you're buying from a reputable dealer or auction house to avoid counterfeit or misrepresented coins. Pay close attention to the condition of the coin, as this directly affects its value. Look for coins that are as close to mint condition as possible, with minimal wear and clear golden spots. Be sure to handle the coin carefully, preferably using gloves to avoid any fingerprints or damage. And lastly, keep an eye on auction listings and numismatic forums where collectors trade or sell these coins. As demand increases, you may have the opportunity to secure one of these rare gems at a reasonable price. In conclusion, the 1,999 Australian 50-cent coin with golden spots is a stunning example of rarity, beauty, and value in the world of coin collecting. With its unique features, exceptional history, and increasing demand in the market, this coin is undoubtedly a prized possession for any collector. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting to explore the world of coin collecting, this coin represents a fantastic investment opportunity and a piece of Australian heritage that will only grow in value. So, if you come across one, make sure you grab it. It's a treasure that is bound to appreciate with time. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!